I am back with another Prove It basic strategy video for you guys today. In this video, we're gonna be doing an ace, so a pair of aces versus a dealer's ace. All right, I got that here for you on top. And we'll go with a pair of aces of hearts. I'll turn them towards you versus a dealer's ace. And of course, basic strategy says we should split these, whereas a ploppy or a non-card counter, basic strategy player even would maybe just want to hit their aces. Okay, so I got some chips here. I got 40 red chips, 40 green chips, where I think the green is going to be our basic strategy where we split, and over here our hitter is just going to hit that. So of course we'll need 2 chips out for the green, as we're going to be splitting those, whereas we'll just need 1 for the red. And this is one, since we're splitting, the chip count's going to be a little bit more important than wins, losses, and pushes. I'll still keep track of those, and we'll show that at the end. But you could potentially, win double the chips here, versus if you win over here, you just get 1. And so that way, if we keep track of the chip count at the end, we'll see maybe what's better after we play this out 100 times. So I'm gonna get our cards shuffled up for us. We'll play through a few, about 3 hands or so, where I kind of explain what I think is happening, and then I'll do the rest in a hyperlapse so I don't waste your whole day. At the end, I'll show you the results. Ready? Let's go. All right, got our cards all shuffled up here, and get our shoe over here. Let's just cut off just a little bit, because there's a good chance with splitting we might have to get through all these cards. So we'll just do just a touch at the end there. Again, it shouldn't matter since they're all shuffled up. I will even put a burnt card over into the discard tray. All right, again, you're getting the aces of hearts here. We're gonna be splitting it with the greens and then keeping it together with the reds, but we need to start, of course, with a whole card for our dealer. No blackjack, so that's good. If there was a blackjack, then everyone would lose right at once. Now, when I do this, remember with aces, you only get 1 card. So, it turned out really nice, 2 21s in this case. Now, I got this idea from this comment. By the way, if you have a hand that you want to see played out 100 times, leave that down below in the comments as to which one you want to see next. If you heart one or like one, whatever, that's already down there that you want to see, maybe the one with the most likes is what I'll try to do next time. But that said, if I were to get another ace here, like if this was an ace, I am not re-splitting these aces. That's what the comment wanted me to do. And so because of that, if I were to get another ace, I just count as 12, all right? Whereas these, of course, are gonna be 21. Now, with that said, these, I have to remember, this is 21, 21, because I'm gonna take those same cards off to the side for a second, and over here, this guy is not gonna split. This is our hitter, right? Our ploppy, you might say. And so the first one that came out was a 10. So now I have 12, a hard 12, and the next one busts their hand. So I'm gonna take this back and mark down a loss. I'll turn it towards you for our ploppy. There's gonna be 1 loss. And then I have to think back, these are both 21s. And I'm gonna play out the dealer's hand, so they have 18. By the way, let's play H17 rules. So if this was A6, I would keep hitting. I'm assuming that this person that has the rules of not resplit aces, they probably also are playing an H17 table, as those are pretty common bad rules that you see a lot of times at a low limit table like this. So regardless, this person won both of theirs. So I took this guy's chip. I have to give this one 2 chips. 1 for each of those that were 21s, and that's going to be a win. Now, with that said, we might see a few more pushes over here, as we'll probably win 1 and lose 1 several more times than over here, where he has to match the dealer's hand in order to push. So I bet you'll see more pushes when it comes to our basic strategy guy. All right, I'm going to take all the other non-ace cards out and kind of reset our hands here. Give the dealer a whole card. We'll do it 2 more times before I throw it into a hyperlapse. By the way, if you guys appreciate this video, please give me a thumbs up down below. I know this will take about an hour and a half or so, especially when I split. Sometimes it even takes longer. So I appreciate that, and I hope you appreciate my efforts for making these videos for you. That's the least you can do. Hopefully, is hit that free thumbs up button. Okay. All right. We got a whole card. All right. Here's a great example. So I cannot re-split this. I have to leave it as a 12. And a 14, ugh, all right. So that's gonna be interesting there. Now, before I flip this over, actually I should make sure, oh, and you know what? This is I should have looked first, that's my fault. But they had blackjack, so I really shouldn't even take these cards at all. Because of that, everyone's gonna lose, regardless of what I pull here, right? I would have looked for blackjack first, and we're not taking insurance, so I'm just gonna take all of these chips. Okay, that's my fault. I'll just put these over in the discard tray. But I'm glad I was able to kind of explain if I get another ace, what would happen. All right, let's reset this again. Get a whole card for the dealer. I will look this time, and I should mark down 2 losses. Loss, loss. Okay, for this guy, we get soft 18, soft 13, and it was not a blackjack, so now I'm gonna take these over here. Remember, the 18 came first. So because of that, this is a 12, and now it's a 19. All right, and that would stand against the dealer's ace. Dealer has 16, and because I didn't use this card, this one would be the next one out. So it's 16, 17, 18, whereas this was a 19. So this is a winner, and these two were lower than this. So these are both losers. So I'm going to say that it was a win for the ploppy and a loss for our basic strategy player. All right, so currently we are tied with 1 win for each and 1 loss, and our chip count, this is down by 1, it looks like, and this one's down 2. Okay, but we'll see kind of what happens over the next 100 hands. So I'm gonna take these off, and I'm gonna switch my camera to the one that can do hyperlapse a little bit better, and I'll be back with the result at the end of these 100 hands of blackjack. All right, guys, just totaled up the results here. These were surprising. All right, first off, because the chip count over here, this one had 10 left. This one had 2. However, I did make a mistake. When I would, let's see if I can get one here. When I would flip a 10, like let's say it was like this, and I had these split, right? If I have a 10 underneath, I don't have the option to split yet. And for the first 3 or 4 times that happened, I would take both of these chips. And so because of that, I'm gonna give, I know I did at least 3 times. It could be 4, maybe more, but I'm gonna give at least 3 back because I was taking both of those chips away when I should have just been taking 1 of those chips, because if the dealer has blackjack, you haven't split your aces yet. You don't have that option, right? The hand is over at that point. I know there's ENHC rules that are a little bit different, but anyway, I'm gonna give 3 chips back to this guy. Now, of course, since this one only had 1 out, I would only take that one if the dealer had the ace or had the 10 underneath and had 21. So I would just take 1, so I don't have to give any back to this one. That evens it out just a little bit, making it 5 to 10. All right, there's 10 chips left over here, 5 5 over here. Again, don't think those as 5 and 25. Just think of them as one single unit each. And I think this is true for a few different reasons. First off, I've been saying through this whole series, 100 hands is not enough. And by the time you've got to this point in the video, I guarantee that someone has put down in the comments, you can probably go check, 100 hands is not enough. Your sample size is way too small. Yeah, I know. Okay, I've said that throughout this whole series. It's not enough. But this is for those doubters who don't trust the millions and millions of simulated hands that computers can do in, you know, much faster than I did. This has literally taken, if I check my time over here, has literally taken me 1 hour and 32 minutes. So it's a very long process just to do 100 hands, whereas a computer can do, I know I've run simulations of 400 million before, and it takes, you know, 16, 17 minutes. So that's obviously a lot faster and better, and it gets to the long run faster than I can. So I don't think, if I were to do this longer, yes, I might end up more with this hand, as that's what basic strategy says. So I thought it was a little bit interesting, and it could be something with the count as well. I don't know if you guys want to go back and count, but I would guess that either the count was really high or really low, probably at the beginning, and that's what probably skewed this into the favor of this other guy. There was also a few times where this guy would either win or lose, doesn't matter a whole lot, but I would flip that third or fourth card would be 21, and this guy either had both as 21s, kind of ace 10, ace 10, and because of that, I would have to either, you know, push both, or if it was something besides ace 10, of course I would lose two. But that seemed to happen a little bit more frequently than it should have, based off of probability and just numbers and things like that. When I went through the end here, I did have an extra one on the bottom, so I took one out, so I apologize. I must have marked up twice somewhere. But these are kind of results I had. The wins were actually less for the guy that split, but I think one reason that basic strategy says to split is the pushes were way more. And so obviously when you push, typically you're winning one hand and losing the other, and so this one gets taken but you get it right back, so you really don't lose any chips. That's a big advantage to splitting your aces, because you don't really want to start with a 12. That's not too good. You can see just how many more losses this guy had when he did start with 12 and just tried to hit over here with that. So the losses were a lot more for the hitting of the 12 as opposed to the splitting of your aces. And then you make those up with the pushes. So you might win less overall, about 6 less or so. This was 30 compared to 24, but you make it up in the pushes. And I think if I were to do this more and more, we would see both these numbers probably grow, and this number would probably also keep growing at that pace for the ploppies losses. So again, I found this interesting. Hey, let me know down below, which hand do you want to see played out 100 times? I'd be happy to keep this series going. I know people have suggested a few of them. I do have a few made already, and so maybe I'll link that playlist down below. Otherwise, you can probably just search, you know, Prove It playlist or something, and you'll be able to find that. Otherwise, please give me a thumbs up. This does take a lot of time, so I appreciate that you guys are here to the end watching it. Until next time, this is A1 Blackjack.